if I've already had 5 whiskeys, this is not going to be good, right? Probably not. Yeah, wow. Oh, she's spicy. Damn. Before we get into the video, also wanted to give a Patreon shout out to DJ Beacon, the friggin' man. I was about to say his full name. He is just the coolest cat you'll ever meet, and he's been my patron for I don't even know how long. This is a long overdue Patreon shout out, but love you, bro. Thank you so much. Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Central. If you're new here, my name is Shayla, and today we are reviewing, so excited, Redbreast 12yr Cask Strength. This whiskey, I did not think I liked Irish whiskey, and then I had this, and then I was like, okay, I like Irish whiskey, cool. Oh, no. Ah, shit. Oh my god, this is so bad. You just have to pour it with more conviction than that. Because if you don't pour with conviction, it just goes everywhere. This table is becoming seasoned with whiskey, and it just smells good. This bottle, by the way, you guys can't see it, but it is dangerously low. Maybe half full. And I cannot get this down here, so we're fudged. A little fudged. Okay, details on this biznatch, and apologies to Time for a Dram for this spin job. Okay, this bottle will run you $90 or thereabouts. It's made in Ireland, it's 12 years old, and the ABV is 57.6%, 115.2 proof. This is batch B1/20. So this is classic Irish pot still, so it's made from a mixture of malted and unmalted barley, and it is triple distilled. It's aged in a mixture of ex-bourbon and ex-oloroso sherry casks. I think that's all you need to know on this. Let's go on the nose. There's so much barrel spice on this. It's like kind of reminding me of Christmas. I don't know why. It's like lemon shortbread cookies. Like super shortbread cookie, little bit of like a lemon zest. Might not make sense to you, but if you've had this whiskey or others like it, it's kind of bright and shiny. It like smells bright. And along with that brightness is kind of a tartness, so it's reminding me of like a tart Granny Smith apple. And the more you let this sit, the more vanilla comes on it. It's like a vanilla bomb. So Nancy Fraley suggests to basically pour the whiskey in the glass and then dump it back into the bottle and then just nose the empty glass. When you do that on this whiskey, you get so much more sweetness, but when you pour it back in, you get a ton of barrel spice. Like the barrel spice really, and the alcohol kind of punch you in the face. In a good way, but just be aware of that. Man, this smells so good. Woo! Yeah, wow. Oh, she's spicy. Damn. I mean, I'm talking barrel spice, but also just, woo, ABV. It's so good, guys. Crisp, clean, quite a bit of maltiness. You get that lemon, but it's a little bit sweeter. That shortbread cookie and vanilla come in. I think you get quite a bit of barrel spice, and along with that barrel spice, I feel like that apple, that really tart apple kind of also is right there with it on the palate. I'm not really getting much sherry. It's not necessarily a flavor component. I think it's more of a texture component. So it tastes more like a bourbon cask. The sherry that's in there, I think, was brought in as a texture or kind of to help on the palate, basically, because I'm not getting a ton of dried fruits or raisins or anything like that flavor-wise, but you can tell texturally that it's not just bourbon in there, if that makes any sense. And maybe I'm just saying that because I know what's in there. If I was having this blind, maybe I wouldn't feel this way, but just trying to explain what's going on in my mouth. You get a little bit of a sherry. It's very well balanced with that bourbon, though. I just love that. You're almost getting a tiny bit of like a tannin. So I'm not sure if they used a European oak on the sherry or if it was an American oak, but so in terms of like the journey of the whiskey, really sweet, actually. Absolutely wonderful texture on the palate. The front, mid, and even a little bit of the back palate is really sweet. Fades into that kind of barrel spice, maybe a little bit of that dried fruit. You get some of that tart apple kind of mid-back palate. And I think that sweetness that you get up front is kind of, when I'm talking about sweetness, I'm talking about kind of that shortbread cookie direction. Yeah, and I mean, being 115 proof, the finish is nice, texture is fantastic. I wouldn't necessarily say it has a breadth of flavor, but it does have a good depth of flavor. The concentration of those flavors is good. Okay, so price. Is this worth the money? It's $90. I mean, this is what got me into Irish. I was about to write Irish off, and then I had this, and I was like, okay, all right, Irish, I see where you're coming from. It's worth the $90. 12 years old, cask strength, really good Irish. Unfortunately, the 12-year age statement is coming off, and I believe they're now called Redbreast Small Batch. So if you still have a 12-year cask strength at your local store, I would pick one up now before they're gone. So if you like this, I would not recommend the regular Redbreast 12. It is, I wouldn't say it's one of the most boring things, but I mean, I did not like it. The 15 was okay, had quite a bit of spice. I think it's at 46%, but still nothing compared to these cask strength whiskeys. I didn't like either of those as much as I like this. So some less expensive options that you might enjoy are Teeling Single Grain, which leads kind of more into the vanilla, super sweet kind of shortbread direction. There's also Teeling Single Malt, which leads a little bit more into the sherry direction. And you also have, in the same price range as this, you have Powers, the 12-year Powers John's Lane. So have you tried Redbreast 12-year cask strength? Did you like it? Did you think it was worth the money? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, that about does it for this episode. Next week I'll be reviewing something that my patrons vote on, so if you don't want to miss out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave it a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Shout out to my patrons! Heck yes! I need to, come up with some sort of Patreon rap. It probably won't be good, though, unfortunately. I've been listening to a lot of French music, and the French music, I only know, 2 words. Pull a little Diane Keaton. C'est si bon de partir n'importe où. Listen to the rain on a Sunday morning. Let it fall, let it wash away all those plans we might have been making if the sun came out today. Turn off the TV. Do something inspiring. We can't turn off the TV on Sundays, Paula. It's football season.